See you at our webinar, and as you can see, it's our 10th webinar. I hope you have a lot of knowledge for now and you are ready to get some more for today. So can you write in the chat what topic we will have today, and shortly how you feel and how you feel about preparation for NMT today. Maybe you are tired, maybe you're happy. Just share all of your thoughts. Hello, I can see you already here. Alexander, I could see Annika. That's nice. So, text please in the chat, how do you feel? And whether you are ready for the next topic for NMT. I'm great, thank you for asking, Zhenya. A little bit tired, but still. Alright, so we are going to start with you our webinar. And as you could see from the name of our webinar, we are going to talk about conditionals or conditional sentences. Okay, good. Annika, thank you. Yeah, I hope we will have more people for when we still continue the webinar. Hello, Julia. Okay, nice. Then, tell me please, did you learn this topic at school? Or do you remember anything from this topic? Okay, Vita. Okay, Anya, that's great. Okay, then as we can see, I remember that there are two parts, close and results. Okay, good. Then I think it's time for us to get to know this topic better. And let's quickly check what you remember about conditionals. So, first of all, let's read the sentence and check what conditional is it. So, I will just remind you that we have kind of 4 conditionals. It is 0 conditional, first, second, and third. Let's check what about number 1. If you watch today's webinar, you will know conditional. What conditional sentence is it? Okay, Julia, thank you for answer. What about the others? So all agree that it is first conditional, and that is true. So if you watch today's webinar, we are talking about today, we are talking about the real situation, you will know conditional. We are talking about possible future result. Good. And if we are talking about sentence number 2, if I were you, I would be active at the webinar. So what conditional is it? Ira, thank you. Girls, boys, what do you think? Okay, the second one. Yeah, and that is also true. So here we are talking about unreal situation, so I can't be you, but if I were you, I would possibly do this in the present. So it's impossible situation in the present or in the future. Okay, so now let's quickly check all of conditionals and what it is, why we use them, and etc. So let's start with the second conditional, and we have a sentence here. If the temperature is below 0, water turns into ice. I have some typo here. Water turns into ice. So here we are talking about some general truth, about some facts that are like proven, and we can't say that it won't happen in some case, and about some, for example, natural facts. For example, when we have here, when the temperature is below 0, we know for 100% that water turns into ice. So here we need to use present and present simple. If we are talking about the second sentence, if I have free time today, I will finish the project. Here, as we already know, it says the first conditional. Here we are talking about future possible result in real situation. If I have free time today, it's my real situation, it's my real condition. I will finish the project. It will be my possible result in the future. Next one. If my mother had a different surname, we would have some problems at the airport. So, as we know now, it is unreal situation, and we have here conditional number 2, and there we have impossible or improbable situation in the present. For example, if my mother had a different surname, yeah, it may happen, but in our reality, it isn't true. So my mother has the same surname as I have. So, but if she had a different one, we would have some different result. So we would have some problems. And when we are talking about the third conditional, here we have with you an example. If I had prepared for the test better, I would have been less stressed yesterday. So if I did something in the past, but I didn't do that, I would have another result in the past too. So there, if in the first conditional, in the second conditional, we are talking about present or future, the third conditional always tells us about past. Якби я приготувався колись там, я б вчора б не стресував. Тобто у нас іде все про минуле. Let's translate all the sentences for you to catch the main idea. So, якщо температура нижче нуля, вода перетворюється у лід. Це 100% правда, ми 100% про це знаємо. Якщо у мене буде вільний час сьогодні, я закінчу проєкт. Ми говоримо про ситуацію, яка є зараз, і що може бути в майбутньому, якщо вона справдиться, ця ситуація. And now we are talking about second. Якби here we have the parts якби. Ось основна різниця в першому і другому, що в першому ми перекладаємо це як якщо, в другому і третьому це якби. Тобто це нереальна ситуація. Якби моя мама мала інше прізвище, ми мали проблеми в аеропорту. Але насправді вона не має іншого прізвища, тому у нас немає проблем в аеропорту. І третій conditional ми переклали, so I don't think that we need to repeat it one more time. And I can see the question in the chat, various mixed conditional. We won't talk about mixed conditionals today. We will maybe discuss it a little bit later at another webinar. So, сьогодні ми говоримо лише про основні типи умовних речень, не будемо поки чіпати mixed conditionals. So, now let's we discussed already the meaning of these conditional sentences. Now let's talk more about the form. Як вони утворюються, ці умовні речення. So, we have the same sentences. And now let's check what tenses we should use in each sentence. In conditional sentences, as we know, we have two parts. If clause or condition and result. У нас завжди є дві частинки. Наша умова і наш результат. And now let's talk about sentence number 1 and match the structure with the example. So, here we have if present simple future, if past perfect would have and third form, if past simple would, and if present simple, present simple. What should we write here? Яку структуру ми обираємо для першого прикладу? I can see already one answer. Thank you, Ira. Okay, so present simple goes to zero conditional. That is true. Okay, what about if present simple and future? What conditional is it? Коли ми вживаємо if плюс present simple and future. Для якого умовного речення? Yeah, absolutely right. Okay, that is first conditional. Good. Then let's talk about number 2. If past perfect would have and third form of the verb. What conditional is it? Okay, I can see answers. That's nice. So be active, because we remember that if I were you, I would be active today. All right, yep. That it's third conditional, and here we have the example that we used. Next, if past simple would, so we already know that it is. It is second conditional. Yeah. So, one more time. Zero conditional. We use if, present simple, first conditional, if, present simple, future. Then, second conditional, past simple, comma, would, and third conditional, it is past perfect and would have and third form. So here you can see all like the structure, all of the usage of conditionals. Тож підсумуємо. Conditional zero ми вживаємо лише з теперішніми часами і використовуємо, коли ми описуємо якісь речі, які 100% правдиві, і ми точно знаємо, що це якийсь загальний факт про природу, про життя, про людину і так далі. Те, що ніколи не змінюється. Перший conditional ми вживаємо в частині з умовою. Ми вживаємо present, в частині з результатом ми вживаємо модальні дієслова. Помітьте, будь ласка, що тут ми також можемо вживати модальні дієслова або майбутнє. І це ми говоримо про речі, які, можливо, будуть в майбутньому, якщо виконається ця умова. Conditional number 2 ми вживаємо з умовою в минулому часі і додаємо в результат would і або минулі модальні дієслова. Could, would, I don't know, had to, and etc. І ми говоримо про ситуації, які навряд чи стануться, тому вони майже нереальні в житті. And third conditional we use, коли говоримо про те, що не сталося, або ми також можемо його вживати, коли ми про щось жалкуємо. Якби я не забув, наприклад, пароль, я б відповів швидше. Можливо, я жалкую про це, можливо, не жалкую, але я цього не зробив. І тут ми вживаємо past perfect і would have третя форма. Tell me, please, do you have any questions for now about the form and the meaning of conditionals? Чи є якісь питання? No. Okay, that's great. So, now we are going to start practicing, of course, and let's now have kind of like an easy task, and there you need just to choose the correct option based on what you can see in the first part. І тут моя вам порада для тесту, коли ви будете виконувати вправи, і коли ви бачите слово if, ви одразу маєте проаналізувати або частину з умовою, або частину з результатом. Не може бути такого, що в тесті не буде дана одна з цих підказочок. Тому, будь ласка, коли ви будете виконувати тест, ви звертаєте увагу на одну з цих частин. Якщо тут у нас є, наприклад, пропуск, так, у нас буде 4 варіанти, ви дивитесь сюди, і тут у нас studied, що означає past simple, що нам дає розуміння, що це який second conditional. So here we need to use, as you said, would. Тож, будь ласка, коли ви виконуєте тест, ви маєте пам'ятати ось цю всю структуру, щоб знайти правильну відповідь. Yeah, I can see answers is that we have would. Number 2, you already said it's had saved. So if they had saved more money, they would have bought a house. Number 3, guys. I see only one answer for number 3. Thank you, Ira. And one more person. And Karina. Karina, hello. Okay, we'll have. That's true. Thank you. Then we are going to go to the next one. If it snowed, we would or we will build a snowman in the backyard. Okay, why we have will have in number 3? Because it's not always true. Це не факт, який неможливо якось заперечити. Це просто, якщо не буде дощити, ми підемо на пікнік. Це future possible situation. Okay, number 4, I can see would. And that is true, good. Якби сніжило, ми б побудували. Але насправді зараз погода не для сніговика. That's why we use would here. Okay, number 5. If I'm ready with homework. Okay, good. Yeah, here it's our general truth about ourselves. Якщо я впевнений, якщо я зробив домашнє, якщо я приготувався, я впевнений на уроці. Це факт про мене, який я не заперечую, і, в принципі, це завжди правда про мене. Number 6. If they miss or will miss their flight. Okay, good job. Number 7. Okay, I can see a lot of answers, guys. Good job. Okay, Yana, please tell me, would struggle or would have struggled? Because would is in both variants. Alright, yeah. Here we have would struggle. Якби вона зараз втратила б роботу, у неї були проблеми фінансові. That's true. But ми можемо зрозуміти, що тут вона не втратила роботу, і у неї немає ніяких проблем. Okay, number 8. We will eat or we would eat at a restaurant if they have vegetarian options. All right. So we will eat, and that is true. So, thank you very much. And now let's quickly recap with you just numbers of the conditionals. Please write in the chat just number 0, 1, 2, or 3. So if she studied harder, she would pass the exam. What conditional is it? All right. If they had saved more money, they would have bought a house. If it doesn't rain, we will have a picnic. All right. If it snowed, we would build a snowman in the backyard. Okay. If I'm ready with homework, I am confident at the lesson. All right. Then, if they miss their flight, they'll be late. Okay. If she lost her job, she would struggle financially. I can see that you have acquaintances here. And the last, we will eat at the restaurant if they have vegetarian options. Okay, good. Then we are going to move on, and three more rules for you to remember about conditionals. So first of all, please remember that we don't use will or would in the if clause. Ми ніколи не вживаємо ці слова як will або would, коли ми пишемо про умову. Завжди в частині з умовою у нас або present simple, або past simple, або past perfect. Також, you should remember that in written English we should put a comma between if clause and the result clause. Let's check, for example. Ось тут, коли починається речення з умови, ми маємо після умови поставити крапку. Then, якщо у нас немає, умова стоїть другою, як тут, наприклад, в реченні, ми не ставимо кому. Окей. And the last thing that I wanted to tell you is that in second conditional we can use both was and were for I, he, she, it. У нас може бути таке, що замість was, якщо ми звикли казати I was at home, he was at school, she was at the restaurant, ми можемо казати if I were you, if he were you, and etc. Тобто це окей вживати або was, або were в second conditional. And now we are going to have more practice with you, and there you need to correct the mistakes in the sentences. So, let's start with the first one. And here we have, if I late again for school, my teacher will call my parents. Yana, thank you for your answer. Okay, Ira. Okay, Alexander, correct the mistake, please. Okay, yeah. If I am late, please don't make such mistakes. We use late with to be. So here, if we have, as you said, first conditional, we should use if I am late for school. What about number 2? Do water freezes when it's below 0? All right. And what conditional is it? Okay, yeah, that's true. Does water freeze when it's below 0? And conditional is okay. Number 3. If trees have a toothache, she will go to the dentist. Okay, good. If trees has, that's true. Number 4. Our team will lose the finals if we will not win the next game. Good. So here, as I said, after will, we don't use will. So if we don't win. Right. Number 5, please. What will you give to Max if he will invite you to his birthday party? Thank you for your answers. All right. Good. If he invites. Absolutely right. Thank you. So now, of course, it's not our last task. We have a lot of tasks to practice. And now we are going to choose the correct option. So here you can see A, B, C, D. You just need to type the correct letter. And we are starting with sentence number 1. If he were younger, he able to walk faster. All right, that is true. Here we have D because here we have second conditional. If past simple, he, would, and verb. Number 2, he'd be sunbathing if he on a beach. Anna, thank you. Okay, good. That's true. Here we have with you B, and the same. Here we have second conditional. Number 3. If parking were allowed, I park, parked, will park, or would park here. All right, that is nice that you are correct. Good. Number 4. If there no mosquito, there would be no malaria. So we have C, we have D, C. Yeah, okay, good, it is C. And number 5, if her hair were black, she completely different. Look, looks, will look, would look. Yeah, here we have with you D, would look. Okay, nice. Let's talk about number 6. If I have had, will have, or would have a penny for every can of soda I've drunk in my life, I'd be rich. Okay, nice. All of you have no mistakes. That's very great. Very nice. Okay, number 7, yeah? If we enough money, we in a hotel. if we would have and stayed, have and stayed, had, would stay, and had stayed. All right. Here we have with you see, and let's read it. If we, after that we need to use past simple had, so we have at least like C or D, then we understand it's conditional, so we need to have would, and we understand that it is C. All right, and the last one, if the weather were, is, was better, we would go, will go, would go, or go to the park. One second. Mikhailo, yeah. In number 6 we use had because it is past simple. В другому умовному реченні ми вживаємо if, потім ми ставимо другу форму дієслова, тобто було have, стало had, і потім ми кажемо would і дієслово. And the last, you said it's A, and that is correct. So, thank you very much. You don't have any mistakes. I really like that you listened to me and now you can answer correctly. So, I think we can move on to the next task and practice more. But now you need to write these conditionals. So, as you can see in the brackets, you have conditionals that you need to create. Your task is to write the correct form. Давайте ще раз нагадаємо. Zero conditional, present simple. Перший conditional – це у нас present simple, if present simple, comma, will. Другий conditional – це if past simple, would. And third conditional, it is if past perfect, would, have, and third form. So, let's start with the first one. If she study harder, she pass the exam easily. Let's make it in the third conditional. Don't forget that after would, we use have and third form. Okay, so we have if she had studied harder, she would have passed the exam easily. Yeah, good, thank you. So as I can see, no mistakes for now. Then let's move on to the second conditional. And here we have, if I be you, I not take that job. Okay, we are starting with number 2. So if I were you, or I can say was, it's okay, but it's more natural to say if I were you in this phrase. But it's okay if you say I was. Then you said, wouldn't take. And that is true. I wouldn't take that job. And we know it's second conditional. Number 3. When it rain, the grass get wet. Zero conditional. Let's make it. Anika, rains and the grass? Or maybe we should have there a verb. Okay, I think it's the easiest one. So when it rains, the grass gets wet. Okay, thank you very much for your answers. Number 4. If they not arrive soon, we have to leave without them. First conditional. Okay, let's remember that have to, it's a modal verb. So if they don't arrive, that's true. We have to leave without them. So here, please pay attention that we don't need to use will. We just can say have to leave without them. Okay, next, number 5. If she train more, she win the championship. Third conditional. Anika, it's okay to make mistakes. Yeah. So now we are training. So I think everything will be okay at the test. So if she had trained, and let's think, win in the third form. What is it? Would have win or would have won? I think it would have won the championship. Okay, number 6. If we have more time, we visit the museum. Okay, Ira, thank you for your answer. Yeah, please, when we talk about third conditional, your main point is to remember that we should use a third form after have. Після would have, будь ласка, не забувайте ставити третю форму дієслова, тому що тоді у вас може бути помилка просто через те, що ви поставили не ту форму дієслова, хоча conditional ви визначили правильний. If we had more time, that's nice, we would visit the museum. Yeah, absolutely right. So I hope you have some understanding of the conditionals. And now we can move to the next kind of point of the test. And it's conditionals without if. Іноді в тестах можуть з'являтися слова, які схожі на умовні речення, але там немає слова if. В такому разі ви маєте просто зрозуміти, чи є тут умова, чи є результат. І до таких слів відносяться слова unless, provided, providing, as long as, on condition that, supposing, suppose, let's say, imagine, or what if. So when we are talking about unless, it means if not. So we will go on a picnic unless it rains. Ми підемо на пікнік, якщо не буде дощити. Тобто unless – це комбінація if плюс not. Тому це те ж саме, що if it doesn't rain. Майте на увазі, що після unless ми ставимо стверджувальне речення. Тобто ми не кажемо unless it doesn't rain. Ні, ми кажемо unless і ставимо позитивне стверджувальне речення. Якщо ми говоримо про такі слова, як providing, as long as, on condition that, ми говоримо про реальні умови. I'll pass providing I get at least 60 points. Я пройду цей тест, я його склам, якщо лише я отримаю мінімум 80 балів. Тобто providing – це якщо, те ж саме, що якщо, але іншими словами. Але, якщо в нас є слова suppose, let's say, imagine, тут ми говоримо про гіпотетичні умови. Наприклад, уяви, що ти є популярний. Що б ти робив? Supposing you were famous. What would you do? Якби ти був famous, what would you do? And the last, it's the easiest. What if? Of course, we have this what if. Here we are talking the same about hypothetical situations. Тож, запам'ятали. Provided as long as on condition that real conditions. Supposing, suppose, imagine, hypothetical, unreal situations. And now, I want us to check these words with you and have with you a small task where you need to choose the correct option. So, let's start with sentence number 1. I'll help you with the project, providing or unless I have another tasks. What can we use here? Okay, good. Ira, Alexander, well done. So here we have unless, because я тобі допоможу з проектом, якщо у мене не буде інших завдань. Якщо не. Unless. Number 2. My teacher lets me leave early as long as, or supposing I finish all my work. Okay, here we have as long as here we are talking about real conditionals. Мій вчитель відпускає мене раніше, якщо я виконаю всю свою роботу. So, це у нас реальна ситуація, це у нас перший conditional. So, we don't need to put anything here. You should apologize if or you'll damage your friendship. What is here? Часто ці речення попадаються в ЗНО, в НМТ. Yeah, I think it's clear that we need to use here or. Ти маєш вибачитись, або ти зруйнуєш вашу дружбу. That's true. Number 4. We can go hiking tomorrow as long as, or supposing the weather stays nice. Okay, here we have two options, supposing or as long as. Я нагадую, що слова такі як supposing, imagine, suppose ми вживаємо з нереальними подіями, з другим і третім conditionalом. Тому тут ми вживаємо as long as. Тому що тут у нас який conditional? Перший. That's true. Якби у нас було we could go hiking if, or supposing the weather stayed nice. But here we have stays, so it is first conditional. Number 5. She'll accept the offer if or unless she finds a better job opportunity. Okay, I think unless is your favorite. It's like the easiest. Okay, that's true. Number 6. Don't worry, we'll make it to the meeting if or unless we hit traffic. Okay, well done. Anika, Alexander, Yana, Ira, Daria. Good. Okay, this one is the same. Unless, не переживай, ми встигнемо до мітингу, до зустрічі, якщо ми лише не застрягнемо в трафіку. Okay. Number 7. Providing or supposing you inherited $1 million. What would you spend it on? Okay, here we have supposing because it's unreal conditional. Here we have inherited past simple, would spend, we have second conditional, that's why we use supposing. And the last, I would have passed the exam if or unless I had studied more. Ось тут теж маєте помітити, що можливо будуть варіанти, коли у вас буде і if, і unless. Ось тут ви маєте зрозуміти, що говориться в тексті. Чи ми хочемо сказати якщо або якщо не. And you are totally correct, because я б здав цей екзамен, якби я навчався б краще, якби я готувався краще. Нам не треба тут, якби я не готувався. That is true. And right now, I want you to take a look at the text. It is kinda similar to the tests that you have at NMT. There you have only 6 gaps, and we need to fill them with the correct conditional. So we are starting with the word supposing you about an underwater volcano, what would your reaction be? Давайте спочатку проговоримо, що ми робимо в цій ситуації. Ми звертаємо увагу, ми шукаємо, чи є взагалі тут conditional, чи є у нас умовне речення. Ми дивимося на слово supposing, ми розуміємо, що воно є. Ми дивимося потім на would be. Ми маємо зрозуміти, який conditional ми маємо вжити. Would be – це у нас would і просто дієслово. То, скоріше за все, це у нас буде другий conditional. І ми дивимося. Heard is the correct answer. Because would we don't use, we have already would. Had heard, it's a third conditional. Here it is first or zero conditional. That's why we use be here. And as I can see, Ira already answered. Good. Then let's go to number 2. Girls, if a volcano erupted, please pay attention. Yes, sure. Yana, here we have you ever wondered what would have happened, will happen, or would happen if a volcano erupted in an area near you? So number 2 is D. That is true. Because here we need to ask, що б трапилось просто в future, в теперішньому майбутньому, якби було виверження вулкану. So here it is D. Then number 3. If it were to erupt once again, it huge tsunamis, which would in turn have devastating effects as far away as the USA. So, if it were to erupt once again, it wouldn't have caused, would cause, will cause, or won't cause. Okay, let's check. Yes, it's B. And here we have the same second conditional. If it were to erupt, it would cause. Good. Number 4. It is believed that if scientists this volcano in detail, they will gain an insight into the mysteries of earthquakes and tsunamis. For A, Yana thinks. Okay, that's true. Here we have, if scientists study, they will gain. Conditional number 1. Then number 5. If the findings reveal useful information, scientists a better understanding of underwater volcanic eruptions gain, should gain, would gain, or will gain. Karina, thank you for your answer. Okay, good. It's D. Here we have with you the same first conditional. And the last gap that we have, if more research in the past, fewer people might have been affected. C. Okay. C. Everybody thinks it's C. And actually, guys, it's B, because we have research. Якби більше досліджень було б проведено, вони ж самі себе не проводять, So that's why we use had been. Ми вживаємо тут passive voice. Okay, good. Then, let's have with you one more task. Now you will do it individually, and we will open with you the brackets. So, here we will start with you with number 1. You won't have any options, so let's think what we should put here. If the world's big problems had been addressed sooner, our lives improve a long time ago. Okay, thank you. So here we have conditional number 3, and it means that we will have with you would have improved. Nice. Number 2, if I had any power, let's write it here and here, because we have one condition for 2 parts. I try to stop the destruction of our planet, and I make the world a better place for all people. Pay attention, we have if I had any power, just past simple. So if we have just past simple, it means we need to use would try and would make. Тут у нас другий conditional, просто if, past simple, would і дієслово в першій формі. Okay. Number 4. Millions. I would try to stop wars because unless we put an end to all of the wars, millions of people continue to die every day. Yes, Karina, Ira, that's true. So what should we put here? Here we have would. Continue. Yeah, here you can think it's put like in the present, but here we already have with you would. It means that I imagine what I would do if I had some power. So here we have past. Here we have second conditional. Millions of people would continue to die every day unless we put an end to all the wars in the world. Okay, number 5. If there were no wars, all children, their parents at home to take care of them, and they grow up in a happier world. So what conditional is it? Okay. Would have. Good. And number 6. They grow up in a happier world. They would grow up. Good. So, then, I won't take much of your time. Here, we had with you, if I were a world leader, I would provide the same second conditional. If all countries had easy access to clean water, here we have the same second conditional. Would stop because it's our result. And the last, here we have, if we don't do something, there will be. Don't do. It's present. That's why we use here first conditional. And that will be all for our webinar for today. I hope you understood the conditionals, and if you have any questions, you can work with our homework at iLearn platform, and we will see each other the next time. So bye bye and have a good evening.